word stands out for me in that, in this next topic, and of course from the slide that you just saw, labor. Exactly what are we talking about there? That word labor always takes me to the national anthem, the labors of our heroes past shall not be in vain. But incidentally, I have one of our heroes in my industry with me here, Patricia Dede Twedo Araure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Ayo, for having me. Do you miss the microphone? Do I miss the microphone?
And the camera.
And the camera. Yes, I do. I do. Not sitting here, of course. Yes, I do. But I've started to do other things now. I enjoy writing more. So I think I'm in the right place at the moment.
Well, you're still within the ecosystem, broadcasters' rights, so yes. You definitely still do that largely. But you hear about this Hallmark of Labour Foundation, which is a non-governmental organization celebrating 25 years of its establishment. It's made up of exemplary men and women such as yourself who've done exceptionally well in their chosen endeavor and mirroring excellence to others. It's definitely, first of all, there are those who don't know about the Hallmarks of Labour Foundation. What can you tell us about it?
Hallmarks of Labour Foundation, as you said, is a non-governmental organization. An organization built up to identify role models for the younger generation to follow. If you have noticed that within the past several years back, things have basically changed in Nigeria. Say from the 1990s, I would say, things have changed. Nigerians used to carry with them some dignity wherever they went to. People looked at you as Nigerians and they respected you for what you were, how you carried yourself, how you comported yourself. The kind of upbringing we had in those days as Nigerians. Because your parents would basically say to you, don't forget whose child you are. So for that reason, people carried themselves in a manner that is dignifying and respectable.
You don't even forget who you are, because if the Quran doesn't tell you, the Bible is staring in your face and you have to go to church or the mosque as
That's
you grow
right.
up.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. But you must also agree that at a point in time, things changed drastically. Possibly because of the change of governments, different military coups and all sorts, I do not know. But what I know is that a time came in this country that when you go to the airports, people look at you just because you are a Nigerian with suspicion. They believe that you must be carrying drugs, you must be a 419er, you are taken out of the line, taken to a separate place, you are thoroughly searched. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are a diplomat, whether you are anybody of substance. They just believe that as a Nigerian, you must be doing something wrong. And that wasn't totally out of the blues, because a time also came when money became the be-it-all in Nigeria. People wanted money so much that a houseboy yesterday, few months later, if you see him, he's driving in the best cars, he's gone back to his village, he's got chieftaincy titles, people now respect him because he has so much money, and it didn't matter anymore where that money came from. Nobody questioned him. You were a houseboy yesterday. How come you are so rich today? The result is that his villagers are seeing him, people around him are seeing him, and they automatically want to be like him.
It's concerning. Perhaps that's why part of the aims and objectives of Hallmarks of Labour Foundation is to nurture a positive attitude among Nigerians, especially the youths, and encourage them to reject fraud, dishonesty, and greed as means of success. How has the journey been in that regard?
The journey has been slow. I would say that the foundation has not been more relevant than today, because you look around you today, whatever happened then is possibly even on the increase, isn't it? You see that, in fact, it's gone a step further, because you find Nigerians wake up in the morning and all they say are bad things about Nigeria. They tell you, oh, Nigeria is a bad place. Oh, I don't want to stay here. I want to go abroad. Everywhere is better than Nigeria. So I would say that today the foundation is more relevant in that aspect which you have talked about, to try and change attitudes, to bring positive attitude back to people, to make them know that Nigeria is not a lost case, that we have men and women in this country who, by dint of hard work and moral uprightness, have been able to do Nigeria proud. Not only have they done Nigeria proud, they can match their counterparts anywhere in the world. So Hallmarks of Labour believes that we will portray or project these great Nigerians for people to see them, know them, and follow their path.
Madam, do you I don't know, I would say that the foundation has given itself quite a job of work to do. Yes. Because, I mean, for instance, one of those vices that we are talking about today in the country is corruption.
Yes.
So with the spike in corruption in the country at various levels, corporate, private, public office and all, what are some of those values you would say are missing that we need back urgently?
Ayo, you have just said it all. I'm glad that you itemized it. Public, private, homes, everywhere. I think the basic problem we have is that most people do not see it the way you have just put it, and that's the way the foundation sees it. It takes the effort of every Nigerian to come together to make things better. Don't forget, the government did not come from Cotonou. We didn't go to Cotonou or Ghana to bring people to come and work here. The government are people of Nigeria and Nigerians themselves. So at the end of the day, corruption is not just at the government level. I reject it, and I really don't like to hear things like that. I think we all must come together to make Nigeria a better place. We all must realize that we are the sinners, which means do your own bit. When you do your own bit, Mr. John does his own bit, Miss Mary does her own bit, Nigeria will be a better place for us all to live in. And that is why we also say that it is important that people whom within our society have been able to distinguish themselves as good people should be showcased, should be introduced to the younger generation, that they may know that they have a choice. Should they go left or should they go right? Hallmarks of Labour Foundation says that you should begin to look at these people, emulate them, try to be like them. Once you emulate them and try to be like them, you will be a better person, your children will be better, your classmates, we all will be better, and Nigeria will be a better place for us all to live in.
Perhaps that's why these awards is coming up on December 11th?
Yes.
You want to tell us about that? I see that your face just lit up just thinking about December 11 awards.
Yes. No, my face lit up because it is 25 years of hard work. It is 25 years of passion and emotion in this business of loving Nigeria, and knowing that Nigeria is the best place, and knowing that Nigeria has hope, and that we need to showcase these people who have worked hard in and outside, well, in Nigeria, and let our younger people know that they can be like them. So it is 25 years of hard work. It has not been easy. So I'm looking forward to it. Yes, indeed, I'm looking forward to it, because we are going to showcase another group of role models, and we believe that in their villages, people will recognize them and want to be like them. Their schoolmates, their children's schoolmates who want to be like them, younger people who want to be like them, and younger people who want to fashion their lives after these people.
Okay, so what are we looking at on December 11th?
What are we looking at on December 11th? We are looking at presenting you with another set of great Nigerians who, by dint of hard work and moral uprightness, have been able to do Nigeria proud. And we are looking at younger people getting to know these people and fashioning their lives after them and hoping to be like them as well. And you know, Ayo, it is possible. It is possible. I'll give you an example. My whole life has been role modeling. And I do and honestly believe that if you have respect for someone who is a role model, there's a tendency that you want to be like that person. When I came back from England, I worked at the Nigerian Television Authority. Tony Radia was my boss, a man whom I have very great respect for. I knew how much impact he had on me when I saw him interviewing people. I became the producer of those 3 current affairs programs. Within a few months, just wanting to be like him. A program that no one has sat down to work on for 3 years. Within 3 months, I was able to sit. He trusted me enough to say that I could handle the programs. I decided to me, Patricia, now I can go and leave because I know that you can do it. And that happened. I left there, went into the Unity Party of Nigeria. I was privileged to meet a man like MCK Ajuluchukwu. And MCK Ajuluchukwu is such a fine writer. He's a beautiful writer. You must give him that. I admired him so much that I took everything that he had written, read, collected everything Obafemi Awolowo had written, read, Nnamdi Azikiwe has written, read, and what is the result today? The Hallmarks of Labour books. So I am an ardent follower of the fact or believer that role modeling is important. And therefore parents must put themselves in a position where their children will want to emulate them. Which means parents must act right. Teachers must act right. Everyone in position of authority must act right. If you do act right, you begin to want people onto your side. And people want to be like you.
Well, role modeling doesn't portend perfect people, does it? I ask that because there are those who say, look, if you are a role model, you should model everything. You know, how you recover from a downtime, how you recover from a weakness, from a point of vulnerability, and all those things. I'm not sure that's a fact that many people want to put out about themselves.
No, true. I entirely agree with you. We all have our faults. What is important is that which we have set out to do, we should focus and do it properly. That is what is important. Okay. In other respects, in your religious life, you may not be perfect, but the pastor needs to be perfect in his religious life, right? If you are a writer, you don't need to be a perfect mathematician. So, provided as a writer, you go strictly by the books and you do what is right. As a broadcaster, you are able to do what is right within your sphere of influence. I think that's all matters, really.
Now, there are awards on December 11th. I'm so excited about that one. Can you tell what are these awards about? What are the specific awards? Are there specific awards?
Yes, they are. Okay. We have practically almost the same categories every year. There's the media, excellence in media professionalism. That one is there. I'm sure you'll be excited. Don't ask me who. You just have to wait and know who that is. Okay. And of course, you have exemplary, courageous services to the advancement of our legal system. That one is another. You have in science. You have in governance. You have. I think we have about 6 different in medicine. And which one? Yes, basically that.
Is there anyone for public service?
I think all of them are for public service. That is the point. All of them are for public service.
Okay.
Because if you are a doctor, one expects that if you perform your duties well and in an exemplary manner, you are rendering great public service, aren't you?
Absolutely.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. I expect that after December 11, you will come back here.
Will I?
Oh, yes. I expect. I'm hereby calling you out.
Thank you. I'll be honored to do so.
So, at least, let's know how we can take this further because, 25 years, one day to celebrate is good,
yes.
but to sustain the values and virtues of the day, right. I think it's something that should be done a little more frequently.
Yes, that's one question people ask all the time. How have you been able, the Board of Trustees been able to sustain an NGO for that long? I can tell you for free. It's non-government, which means we are funded by no government. We are funded by no international or national agencies. When we have events, corporate organizations chip in, advertise, and help with events, and that's it. But what do I say to people? If you're going to set up an NGO to do the sort of things that we have done, so many projects that we have done, then you must have some financial base. At that time, we decided that since all of us on the Board of Trustees are not business people, what next could we do? Well, I can write, and all the numerous professors there can chip in, in times of necessity. So we decided that we'd do the Hallmarks of Labor book series, which you had just projected a minute ago. As at this time, we have 10 books in the series. We also have some little mini biographies which we do. So how do we fund this organization? We fund the organizations by selling those books.
As well as other people
yes.
in the organization chipping in here and there.
No such thing, sir.
Oh, wow.
No such thing, sir. No. The organization is simply funded by the books. When we launch the books, we make a lot of noise about it.
And the commercial and the corporate organizations that chip in.
And the corporate organizations which we continue to thank.
Wow. As I said, you have to come some other time to talk about this and so many other things, especially about leadership and how we need to use it to make Nigeria better. We have to thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thank you so much, Ayo. I'm delighted to be here.
All right.
And thank you and Channels Television for being solidly behind us. The press have been a major part of 25 years.
One of us. We never abandoned our own. You know that. Well, so that continues after now. Please stay with us.